But nothing could prepare them for what was to come. Dr. Nicholson saw Noah's brain scan at 3 years old, and she immediately went to find his parents.
One of the nurses said, "Miss Nicholson's been looking for you." And we immediately thought, all right, has something gone wrong?
Just said, "I want you to come and look at this," because I had the pictures on the screen, the sort of before and after, if you like.
We asked the doctors how he was doing, his normal day-to-day stuff, and they couldn't really give us any answers. They were astonished as well, basically.
Everyone was looking for answers, and Noah's scans were sent to Dr. Greg Scott, a neuroscience researcher at Imperial College London. He created a 3D model of Noah's brain to see if he could shed more light on what was going on.
I've not seen a brain with such severe hydrocephalus. I normally deal with adult patients after a head injury, and sometimes you can get hydrocephalus following a head injury, but I'd never expect to see something with this extent of ventricular enlargement.
Dr. Scott's 3D scans confirmed the extraordinary degree to which Noah's brain had been distorted by fluid when he was born.
When we look at Noah's scan, we can see that in spite of how abnormal it is, Noah was still able to eat and drink and breathe, and that's probably because the brainstem, the part of the brain that controls those functions, was not so damaged and was able to function.
So that helps to explain why Noah could survive in his early life. But it doesn't answer the puzzle of his advanced development.
The other parts of the brain that will be important later on in life, that control functions like concentration and memory, that involves the cortex, and we can see here with Noah that's been severely compressed. We can just see a thin rim of tissue around the outside of the brain towards the skull.
The 3D model shows clearly the incredible pressure on these key areas of Noah's brain.
Noah's case is fascinating because you would expect a brain so squashed like his to lead to a severe disability, but we can see that that's not happened.
Amazing. Yeah. Can you see yourself?
Yeah, I can see.
But Noah's amazing intellectual progress was still unexplained.
Look.
How he was doing the things he could do with such a small amount of brain, I don't think I'll ever understand it.
With each of Noah's extraordinary milestones, Shelley would email Dr. Nicholson and let her know.
He's a remarkable child with two remarkable parents. I think these two things are linked.
Dr. Nicholson decided it was time to try and look inside Noah's brain again.
Noah was obviously doing fantastically well. He was doing so much better than anyone had ever thought. And Shelley and I have been talking about this, for about a year at this point. What is happening in Noah? Why is he so much better? And there was a lot of curiosity. When I discovered the orthopaedic surgeon was going to be putting him off to sleep for his foot anyway, I thought, I shall take this opportunity. And we did that at the same time as that operation.
But nothing could prepare them for what was to come. Dr. Nicholson saw Noah's brain scan at 3 years old, and she immediately went to find his parents.
One of the nurses said, "Miss Nicholson's been looking for you." And we immediately thought, all right, has something gone wrong?
Just said, "I want you to come and look at this," because I had the pictures on the screen, the sort of before and after, if you like.
She said, "His brain has grown, look." And we had one picture of the little bit on one side. We had this great big brain on the other.
The impossible seemed to have happened. Noah's brain had grown from the 2% that he was born with to nearly 80%. It was unbelievable.
We were just beside ourselves. It was just such an emotional moment. I hadn't expected it. And to see that, it was basically, it looked like a miracle to us.
Shelley burst into tears, and I was nearly in tears, and there was just, everyone was kind of just hugging each other, really, because it was just so extraordinary.
Gonna put your silly face?
Noah had baffled doctors once again. How this medical miracle could have happened is a mystery that Shelley and Rob have been trying to solve ever since.
I have to remind myself that he's grown a brain. He's grown a brain. It sounds incredible just to say that.
Yay!
Noah's brain had grown, which it's not supposed to do. Are you ready?
I can't fit
I'm going to rinse it.
Rob and Shelley's 3-year-old son had perplexed everyone and was causing intense interest in the medical world.
The human brain is a complex and mysterious organ. There's a huge amount of the brain that we don't know and understand fully.
Oh, you're yawning. Are you tired? Are you ready for bed?
He has surprised us, you know, through his life so far. He's completely remarkable.